talking about Matthew and how he cheated on you for 31 years, and you stayed all 31 years, and that's why Beyonce staying all 31 years with her husband. He can cheat with children.
They think they can say anything because I'm a nice person and I'm accessible. Yeah. So they get to they F around and find out the real deal once they do.
15 and 22. Damn.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Now I can kind of see why he's probably not claiming it, because it looks bad on his reputation, because he has a history. Like if you look at like even Beyonce, like he was in his 30s and Beyonce was barely 19.
Tina Knowles is out here making serious moves. And from the looks of it, Jay-Z's alleged son, Rye, is right in her crosshairs. Word is, she warned him directly that he'll regret ever speaking out about her family. Rymir claims that ever since he started going public about Jay-Z possibly being his father, weird things started happening. He says he's been getting creepy phone calls, people showing up at his house out of nowhere at 4 a.m, and someone even tried to frame him by planting a gun in his car. Now Beyonce's mom, Tina, has stepped into the mess herself. Her team allegedly reached out to Rye and told him to keep Jay-Z's name out of his mouth. But fans, they're not having it. They're calling Tina out hard. They're saying she's going to war for her cheating son-in-law, more than she ever did to protect Beyonce's peace. And that's cold. Real talk. Why is Tina always riding so hard for Jay? It's starting to look shady. Instead of coming after Rymir, maybe she should be asking why Jay-Z keeps putting her daughter through all this pain. So now, the big question is, who's really telling the truth here? Tina, Jay-Z, or Rymir?
He's just a really smart guy, very smart and very charming and a good person.
But you're Beyonce's mom. Did you ever sit him down when you knew they were going to see her and say, listen, Jay-Z, here's the scoop. You better treat her with love and kindness and respect?
I never had to do that because he told me that he told me those things, that he loved her and that he would treat her with respect.
A leaked phone call between Tina Knowles and someone from her team just hit the internet. And even though it got taken down fast, it was already too late. Multiple outlets had already grabbed it. And what Tina allegedly said, it was wild. She called Rymir a problem that needs to go away and warned that if he keeps talking, she'll make sure he seriously regrets ever coming for her family. But that's not even the craziest part. Tina also brought up sealed court records and even name-dropped some favors she's owed in Jersey, clearly throwing shade at Rymir's long-standing legal battles. At one point in the call, Tina reportedly snapped, "He doesn't know who he's messing with. We shut this down once, we'll do it again." That's not just petty. That sounds like a threat. And all this chaos? It's blowing up right after Jay-Z filed new legal documents, accusing Rhyme of harassing him for years with fake stories. According to US Weekly, Jay's legal team says Rymir's latest lawsuit is just another move in what they call a decades-long campaign against him. The documents say the allegations are made up and have already been addressed and rejected by multiple courts. They even say Rymir's continued push has gotten him hit with a contempt order. But here's where things flip, because some people believe the real victim in all this is Rymir. He's been dragged through court, allegedly threatened, and now Tina's out here, plotting behind closed doors. Something just isn't adding up. We'll circle back to Tina's drama in a moment, but first, let's talk about how Rye almost lost his life, just for daring to speak Jay-Z's name. That's right. The threats against Rye weren't just empty words. Things got real fast. Someone actually tried to take him out. Rye and his legal guardian, Dr. Lily Coley, went on the Hip Hop News Uncensored podcast and dropped a bombshell.
Rymir was shot at. Somewhere in September, he was in the parking lot with other people near where he's at living now. And out of all the cars there, his was the only one shot up. So we believe that was a nexus or a connection, I believe, between the case and what's going on, because it was around the time.
Rymir was shot after filing that paternity suit. and asking Jay-Z to finally take a DNA test. But the madness didn't stop there. Dr. Coley said that after the lawsuit was filed, strangers started showing up at her front door, clearly trying to intimidate her into silence. But she stood her ground and said, "This fight is bigger than just Jay-Z. It's about standing up for everyday people against the rich and powerful."
In addition to that, we've had people come to my home in the past, driving on the grass. We have people knocking on the door at 4 o'clock in the morning. We've been through all of it, mostly around the filing time. So this is a bigger picture than this. We want to try to make a difference with the Pro Se Act or the Legal Abuse Act, bringing new legislation and trying to sit down at the table with the lawmakers to make a difference. In addition to the fact, because, like you said before, Mr. Carter might not never do anything, and I'm sure he probably won't, but it ain't about him. This is about the system allowing things to happen that were very agreed and put our lives at stake.
And just when you think it couldn't get any messier, former Rockefeller artist Oshino came out in full support of Rymir. He claimed someone tried to frame Rymir by planting a gun in his car. Oshino also said Jay-Z allegedly tried to pay Ry off to keep quiet. But when Rymir refused, that's when the shady tactics kicked in. And even more jaw-dropping, Oshino confirmed the long-standing rumor that Rymir's late mother, Wanda, was just 15 when Jay-Z allegedly got her pregnant. That part has people shook. So now, Jay-Z is flipping the script, trying to paint Ry as the one doing the harassing, when all the man ever wanted was a DNA test. Let's be real, the pieces just aren't adding up. Ry didn't roll up with the camera crew or try to ride some fame wave. He went the legit route, through the courts, followed all the right steps, and still ended up getting shot after his paternity case made headlines. Let that sink in. And don't forget, Jay-Z's got the kind of money and connections that can make problems disappear. We're talking about stalling court cases for years, closing doors behind the scenes, and dragging people through legal hoops until they're out of money and out of options. Rymir has been saying it all along. Jay's using his influence to twist the legal system. In fact, Rymir filed a bold lawsuit, straight up naming multiple judges who he claims teamed up with Jay-Z to shut his case down. According to the suit, Jay allegedly lied under oath, saying he didn't own any property in New Jersey, just so the court would believe it didn't have jurisdiction. But guess what? Ry's team found the receipts, property deeds and tax records with Jay's name on them, proving he did own property in the state. The lawsuit even calls out 6 judges Rymir says kept falsely backing Jay's claim about not owning anything in Jersey. And once Rymir started eking out publicly about how the legal system turned its back on him, things got dangerous again. Someone allegedly fired shots at his car. Not only that, both Rymir and Dr. Coley say they were being tailed by mystery cars in their own neighborhood. One even pulled up onto their lawn at 4 in the morning. Rymir now has lawsuits filed against the courts and judges involved, saying they straight up violated his constitutional rights. And he's not backing down. And no matter how powerful the names he's going up against, it's clear Rymir is already juggling a lot. Lawsuits, threats, dodging danger left and right. So the last thing he needs is Beyonce's mom jumping into the mix and allegedly sending threats. Tina Knowles going after Ry is strange enough, but when you step back and look at how hard she defends Jay-Z, things start looking real suspicious. Let's not forget, even after Jay-Z cheated and embarrassed Beyonce in front of the world, Tina stayed in his corner. She posted sweet captions about him online, brushed off his cheating as just a mistake, and acted like everything was all good. At one point, people even started saying Tina was riding harder for Jay-Z than for her own daughter. And now she's allegedly threatening a man just for asking for a DNA test? That's not just messy, it's downright creepy. But Tina's loyalty to Jay-Z might run deeper than anyone ever thought. And singer Jaguar Wright, she's not holding back. She's dropped some wild claims, and people are shook.
Wait a minute, are you saying Tina Jay-Z?
I'm saying it's all in the family.
What?
That's why we keep Solange so terrible. Because Solange ain't going for it. She's the real talent. She's the one with real integrity.
According to Jaguar, Tina was the one who pushed a young Beyonce into getting with Jay-Z, even going as far as suggesting that Tina sold her out to the industry. Jaguar said that once Jay-Z showed interest in Beyonce, Tina practically pushed her into that relationship, like it was all part of some big plan. And it doesn't stop there. Jaguar even claimed that Tina might have had her own thing with Jay-Z before he ever got involved with Beyonce. Now, whether that's true or not, it's got people side-eyeing Tina real hard right now. And just when you thought this couldn't get any messier, here's the kicker. After Tina Knowles finalized her divorce from Richard Lawson last year, fans spotted something strange in the paperwork. She made him sign an NDA that specifically bans him from saying anything negative about Jay-Z. Now hold up. Why would she even think Richard might speak out against Jay-Z unless he saw something real shady while hanging around the Carter crew? What's even wilder is that Tina didn't just turn a blind eye to the huge age gap between Jay and a young Beyonce. She also looked past the fact that Jay was on probation when he first got with her daughter. That's right. Jay-Z had pleaded guilty to third-degree assault after being accused of stabbing music exec Lance Rivera, and he was on a 3-year probation when he started dating Beyonce. Tina saw all that and still co-signed the relationship, but Tina's track record has even more drama tied to it. According to Beyonce's former voice coach, David Lee Brewer, Tina once made some seriously messed up comments about the darker-skinned girls in Beyonce's original group, Girls' Time. Brewer claimed that Tina called one of the members, Ashley Tamar Davis, too big, too dark, and too ugly. Yeah, that actually happened.
Coming back to my apartment to tell me that I had made the right decision, she told me it was just as well. Now, I don't know if I want to read this part because this is what she said to me, and it's really nasty. And this is a direct quote. Ashley is talented, but she is so big. She towers over the other girls, and she is too dark and ugly.
So when you stack all this up, the threats, the loyalty to Jay-Z, the shady past, it's clear Tina might not be the best person to speak on Rymir's situation. But just when you thought she was done, here comes another twist. Tina allegedly went after Nicki Minaj just because Nicki showed support for Rhyme and even opened up about her own experience dealing with Jay-Z. And it all kicked off after 50 Cent posted a headline about Rhyme's lawsuit with a loaded caption, "Can somebody explain this one?" He jumped in and posted about Rymir's lawsuit with a caption that had everybody raising their eyebrows. He wrote, "What does this man want? He's 34 years old, there's no back child support. What exactly does he want?" But let's be real, what most people noticed was the nose. Folks in the comments were clowning, saying, "That's his nose, LOL." Nicki Minaj caught wind of it and shared a screenshot of 50's post with a subtle response. "Oh, is this why he was trending the other day? I don't know. I hope all is well. To God be the glory." But don't get it twisted. Nicki hasn't exactly been quiet when it comes to Jay-Z lately. She's been calling him out heavy on social media, hinting that Roc Nation might be getting slapped with a RICO case any day now. And of course, here comes Tina Knowles again, always ready to jump in and defend Jay-Z like it's her full-time job. She posted a fan-made video of her and Beyonce on her Instagram story, but it was the caption that got people talking. Tina wrote, "Good morning. It feels good to wake up knowing my faves didn't lose their minds like some people. Y'all have a great day. Remember to ignore the ignorance," as Ms. Tina would say. Fans instantly clocked the shade and assumed she was firing shots at Nicki. Tina later tried to walk it back, claiming the post wasn't about anyone in particular. But at that point, the damage was already done, and fans aren't staying quiet anymore. Between Tina throwing shade at anyone who dares to speak on Jay-Z and allegedly threatening Rymir just for trying to find out who his real father is, people are officially done with Ms. Knowles. And here's the part they'll never talk about on mainstream media. Some folks are now straight up saying that Tina is more than just overprotective. They're calling her a Creole witch. Yep, that's the word going around online. And people claim she's been harassing and manipulating behind the scenes for years. One person on X wrote, "A Creole witch with nothing else on her mind but living through Beyonce." What she really needs to do is ask herself why she's had so many failed marriages. Brutal. Another user went all the way off, posting, "The fact that Tina Knowles is inserting herself in this mess is just pathetic. Where was she when her son-in-law was dogging out her daughter? Where was she during all those sacrifices? You evil witch, your whole family is wild and satanic." And speaking of satanic, somebody else just stepped forward, claiming both Tina and Jay-Z have been dabbling in the dark arts. Yep, witchcraft, rituals, the whole deal. And the stories? They're getting creepier by the minute. There's clearly way more to this story than meets the eye, and we're just scratching the surface. So if you made it this far, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment with your thoughts, and share this with someone who needs to hear the real tea.